you remember in the video making adjustments on the governor, I was a little nervous about some metal flakes in the transmission pan. Well, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Mohawk Motors. So I took the CUCV out for a drive. I stopped at Napa to pick up some fluids. One of the guys at Napa who I've chatted tech with a lot, I'm pretty confident he really knows what he's talking about, noticed that I was buying Dexron 6. I was buying that to put into the CUCV. He said, "Are you putting this into that old truck?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "How much is in there?" And I told him I filled it about half and half with Dexron 3 and Dexron 6. And he told me that's a problem. Dexron 6 is a fully synthetic transmission fluid. The Turbo 400, I don't want to say it's a dinosaur, but it's an old transmission. It was designed back when they had Dexron 2 and then updated to Dexron 3. Transmission fluid has changed a lot since then. Dexron 6 is not thick enough for the design tolerances in the Turbo 400. Basically, it squishes out too easily, which can allow the transmission to wear prematurely. If you remember in the video of changing the governor springs, I mentioned that I saw a lot of really fine metal particles in that fluid. So I'm thinking that's because I put that Dexron 6 transmission fluid in there. We're going to drop the transmission pan, get as much of the fluid out as we can, and fill it back up with Dexron 3 like it's supposed to have. And hopefully we haven't already done a bunch of damage inside of there and the transmission needs to be rebuilt again. Alright everybody, so we're back under the truck. We're going to get the pan dropped off. I'm going to try not to make a huge mess and or burn myself. I almost always do one or the other. I really hope it didn't already just wipe out the inside of this transmission. I'd always been told before, as long as you went to a Dexron with a higher number, it was okay. But apparently that only applies in some cases, not all. Alright, we got a drip started. That's kind of what we want. Try to slowly loosen up a few more bolts here. There she goes. I brought a ton of rags under here with me because I knew there was going to be a mess. I have my great big drain. I mean, the fluid looks nice and red from what I can see, so that's a good sign. We're just going to determine if it's full of metal or if there's a bunch of metal laying in the bottom of the pan here. That's going to be the real indicator of whether we caught it in time or not. Oh, jeez. Okay, spilled some, but not all. That's better than I anticipated. Gasket's got all of 7 miles on it. Maybe we can reuse that. Before we dump all of that out, let's try to get it in this pan and see what we can see. Let me, I'll come over there, grab the camera, and we'll take a look at this in the sunlight and see how it looks. I'm gonna be honest. We've definitely got some stuff in the pan. Oh. We've got a good bit of stuff in the pan. It looks like something's been hot for sure. But if I had to guess, I would say that's all bushing material. It looks like mostly bushing material. And whew. Yeah, not great. Not terrible. There's definitely metal filings, rubbings in there. I mean, it's teeny particles. You know what? It was hitting all 3 gears. We're gonna send it. I'm gonna dump this pan out. I'm gonna clean it as best I can, put it back on, and then we're gonna run this. We're gonna fill it up with the Dexron 3 fluid, and we're gonna run it. It's working. If it explodes, it explodes. I'll have to build another one. I have another case in there. I have another parts trans, so it's working for now. We're gonna keep running it, and if I have to rebuild it later, then that's what I'll do. All right, got the pan all cleaned out. Looks like the transmission is drained about as much fluid out of it as it's going to. So we'll get the pan poked back up there where it belongs, and then we'll fill it up with Dexron 3. Living and learning. This may end up being an expensive lesson for me, but sometimes that stuff happens. There we go, nice new gasket. Alright, well, we'll try to kind of sort of clean our mess under here up a bit, and we'll fill it back up with transmission fluid, the right kind. I can hear a bunch of you screaming, Jason, that was not all of the transmission fluid. I know, but I don't have a transmission fluid flush machine, so this is the most fluid I can actually get out without completely disassembling it, and I'm not doing that. Like I said, it's still working. So we're gonna fill it up back with Dexron 3. That should get us to, I believe about 60% of the fluid rests in the pan when it's not driving. So we'll be about, at least, I'd say 70% the right fluid now. And we'll drive it a little bit more, see if this makes any difference, see how it feels. And then we'll just do another drain and fill again. And each time we do that, the percentage of the wrong fluid that's in there should decrease. I mean, who knows? I might put 5 more miles on it and the thing just has all neutrals. We'll just have to see. Okay, so the other issue we had on our little test drive there was speedometer not working. So I'm gonna make sure it's connected at the transfer case. But honestly, it's probably I forgot to hook it up or didn't get it all the way in on the back of the gauge cluster. So let's see why it's not working. All right, so we went out a little bit earlier, was able to make a few changes in the fueling. Not that much. Came back, fixed some things, finally got the power steering fully bled out, so that's not making a bunch of noise anymore. Swapped the transmission fluid, you'll see why I did that in another video, and fixed the speedometer. The speedometer cable had come undone from where I had it and laid on the exhaust pipe and melted. So I think we're good to go back out and try this again now.